You either is or you ain't. You do or you don't. You can or you can't. Or you will or you won't. Either way, baby, a good man, well, he's hard to find. Welcome to the One More for the Good Guys podcast, where good guys gather to shed light on the good life, the people, and the good things that make it that way. I'm Mike McGill with my co-host, Jamie Akins. Now, raise your glass, lend us your ear, and let's have one more for the good guys. Now, sorry, don't cut it. Hey, everybody, McGill Billy here.
And I'm Jamie.
Welcome to One More for the Good Guys. If you're making it here for the first time, thank you. If you are coming back and can't get enough, well, you should probably find new friends or better things to do. But thank you.
Thank God for the lonely people.
That's right. This is One More for the Good Guys. No, all jokes aside, thanks a bunch for being here. As always, if you like what we do and you are returning, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Watch it all the way through. Tune in to all of the social media outlets that we're on. We're on Twitter. We're on X. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube, obviously, and Facebook, Instagram. So be sure to all of them.
Why would he change the name to X? How stupid.
Well,
he's dumb. I'd like to sit down and talk to him and be like, how dumb was that? You had a worldwide brand, just there it was.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he wouldn't want to talk about it. It'd probably hurt his feelings.
I don't know. I don't think he's got any feelings.
He had some fucking feelings when the Tesla stock dropped.
Oh, yeah.
He was crying the blues. Everybody's making fun of me and glad to see me fail. And I'm like, well, the one thing in this country we need less of is empathy and caring for each other.
True.
And you're the dickhead that said that, so piss off. Got any more bright ideas to either... This is how we're going to win and influence
I'm
friends.
I'm the color commentary guy over here. I like to
you started it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your fault.
So, what are you smoking?
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
No.
It's going to be a short program.
Yeah. See you next week. No, I am smoking the La Aroma de Cuba Robusto 5.3 by 54 in Connecticut. One thing I learned about this cigar this week, actually, is La Aroma is coming out with a brand new fresh pack that they are introducing a new cigar line. And it's the La Aroma de Cuba Habano. This one comes with a little, with a gorgeous Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers, Nicaraguan binder, as well as the one that we love so well, the regular baseline Robusto La Aroma. And the interesting thing about this new fresh pack that's coming out, and the interesting thing I learned about this cigar is this is the same binder and filler as the one with the baseline with the red footband that we love so much. And the Habano that they've come out with is actually the same cigar with binder and filler with just a new wrapper. So
they're all three just the wrapper changes.
The wrapper changes. So
that's crazy.
It'd be a really good opportunity to get a pack of those and share with our viewers as well as our at our events. But how much wrapper can influence the taste and appeal of the cigar you're smoking. But,
well, not to let the cat out of the bag, but the one that is the regular broadleaf wrapper that we love is one of the best cigars in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had that one too, and it's good, but it's not as good. For me, it's not.
No, it's a completely...
It's a different smoke altogether, and that's interesting.
Altogether.
Do they do that a lot? Like in the Perdomo line, is that what they do?
No, that's something that they.
I didn't think they did. I mean, maybe
I should clarify that. It has been widely said that that's all they're doing by lots of people, but I don't. From the information I have gotten and gathered, some folks do that. But for the most part, they are new blends. I mean, again, too, I mean, how different is the next Nicaraguan wrapper with, you know what I'm saying? Ecuadorian Sumatra over Nicaraguan binder and fit. You know what I mean? It's
I mean,
it's kind of like our music. There's only a finite amount of notes. I mean, there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. There's only, so many notes in the scale, right? So,
but you can put them in any order, and there's an infinite number of orders.
This is true. So that's where.
But that's interesting to know, because Perdomo is pretty much in all their anniversary series. They'll put out a Connecticut, a Maduro, and a Sun-Grown.
They do it for anything they release.
Yeah, that's what I thought pretty much. And I didn't know if that was held true with those across the board with them or not.
No, I think the way I understood that with this cigar in particular, and involving this new fresh pack that they've come out with, it's a brand new thing, brand new strategy from, and I can only speak for the Ashton folks and my father.
Right.
I don't know if other folks have done it with other blends or not.
Well, there's no way to tell, because a lot of times it'll just say Nicaraguan binder and filler. It won't tell you what ratios, whatever. So anyway, those are good. That brand is. We need to do. I would like to do a show. Well, we can talk about it later. A tiered of cigar brands. Have you seen those? We'll do like top tier 4. Top tier would be these brands, and they're, if you buy this brand, typically it's a banger and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or what are your favorite brand X cigars?
Right.
So if it was La Roma, we would say, you'd pick out the blends that, or if it was a Fuente, you'd pick out.
Sure. Yeah.
Hemingway, 858, Don Carlos. So the different blends.
Yeah.
Either way, I think that'd be fun. What do you guys think about that? Put it down in the comments below. Let us know.
I'm smoking a Connecticut as well, but it's the Old Faithful Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne.
Champagna.
It's the perfect cigar. I've never had a bad one. I mean, and this one is really, really good too. So
and it sounded like from our quick catch-up segment that we had while we were getting everything set up to do this one today, it sounded like when you told me the idea you had, I was like, the first thing in my mind was, he's needing some familiarity, because you came in and I seen you had that one, and we were both just like, it's been a hell of a week.
Oh yeah,
and blah blah blah. So you're not really
looking to
that's
explore.
Not the time to look to look to because I'm constantly trying new things.
Stuff. Yeah,
but sometimes when there are definitely those times, and this week's kind of been one of those where it was. I got here today, and I think I had time to eat a pack of peanut butter crackers and an apple and have a bottle of water, and it was like time to go. So I just needed I was kind of like you. I wanted something that I was familiar with, that I knew was going to get the job done, and I was going to enjoy and wouldn't have to. My brain's been on overtime, man.
Oh man. I don't know why it's so busy, but I can tell you right now.
I feel like I've
heard it here first, buddy. It's coming. We got more for it. We'll do a show on the economy. I'm telling you right now. It's got that momentum feel again. We're getting so busy. So. Yeah. Anyway, this cigar is perfect. in every way, really. It's one of the Mount Rushmore cigars for me. And you're right. It's nice to, and I had it sitting out because it rained yesterday a little when I wanted to go smoke. I was like, well, crap. Last thing you want to do is take your Connecticut shade wrapper out in the rain. Do not do that. So I laid it back right there on the counter, and I saw it on the way out. I was like, I'm going to smoke that first. So our show today, we're just going to talk about, we're doing a nostalgia show. Nostalgia. I was thinking about it because I'm a member of some of these groups on Facebook that like old photos of Knoxville and old Tennessee photos and stuff. And it's fun going through there and seeing stuff that I remember seeing that are now in the old photo list.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought, what are some of the things that
Is it that much fun, though? I don't know if it's
a wake-up call, I'll tell you that. I know
exactly what you're saying, and I'm being a little bit of devil's advocate and trying to be a smart ass, too, but yeah, you just get her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I was thinking, man, what are some of the things that I miss and some of the places I miss that we had as kids or young adults, that we don't have anymore?
Pink Putty Cat.
Pink Putty Cat, man.
Hey.
No, we still got it. They still got it. It's called something else.
I know.
It's called, I don't remember.
Yeah. John's, Claudia's.
The name escapes me, but they are still scantily clad at that establishment.
Yeah.
So some of the things I can remember first about living here, because I was born in Kingsport, so my first coherent memory of Knoxville or this area was like late 70s, right? The fair was a big deal for us as kids.
Oh, yeah.
And back then it was great too. So,
I mean, depending on how far you go back, there was at one time we didn't go back to school till after the fair.
Yeah, I know. Post Labor Day, right? That's something I miss. Not the school part, but the getting out or, and staying.
But that was a big deal.
So for those of you that are from Knoxville or this area, the TVA and I Fair, for the majority of my life, was on both sides of Magnolia.
Yes.
And
Midway side and a park side.
The Midway side was the big rides. That was on the side that was borderline by what is now MLK, but it was McCalla Avenue when we were kids. Burlington. Burlington on one side.
Yeah.
And then, but that's where the big rides were, and that's where we'd come in at.
Double Ferris wheel was over there.
Ferris wheel. Super Loop.
Super Loop. I forgot about that one.
Flying Coaster. That was a big one. Boy, it wasn't a big
one that jumped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very simple in its design. Very effective, however. If there was a roller coaster of any kind, a little one, it was on that side.
Yeah.
And they always had the freak show thing. Come see the world's smallest woman.
Yeah.
She will talk with you. She will converse with you or whatever how they do. $2.
World's largest rodent. It's a 600-pound rodent. Or, a rat.
Yeah.
And it'd be one of those damn nutria rats from fucking down in Louisiana. And them big swamp rats.
Yeah.
Which.
It's in there gnawing on a corn cob. Yeah.
New York City rat, field rat, swamp rat. No, I'm talking about like, you know.
Rodents of unusual size. Yes. Princess Bride rodents.
Yes. It was, you could put a little, you could put a little, you put a little saddle on him.
Yeah.
And a little monkey or something. And he could rode around and done tricks.
The fair always had what I would call, oh gosh.
And the guy that guessed all the weight.
Yeah. Never got me. Ever. 372 pounds. Wrong. Every time I go to the fair now, I think of Steve Martin in The Jerk. You get everything in this 4-inch square, right? Not the.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I give away all this stuff. He's like, You gave away 37 cents of crap, like $27, whatever it was. But yeah, I miss the fair being a big deal.
Lord loves a working man, Maven.
There was always dangerous cables that you had to walk across, between going into the tunnel, and there's tunnel.
Well, yeah, let's not do dangerous.
Going
let's not forget the tunnel.
The tunnel. If you could survive the tunnel,
you had a good time on the other side.
Yeah. And because
many fights in the tunnel.
That's where the riff-raff would hang out.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely where all the trouble would go down too.
Yeah.
Somebody'd always bump into somebody, or and you're in this confined area, and I've seen many fights break out in the tunnel.
Yeah, it's deadly.
For sure.
It's deadly. But if you was a kid on the Midway side and you had your tickets, or when they started getting the wristbands, boy, you were into something then.
Yeah.
Get a wristband for $20. And $20 is big bucks then, though.
Big time.
But you'd have to run back across and go under the tunnel to get the John Duncan water for free.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to pay $8 for a Coke or whatever.
Yeah, I wish prices had been, that's something I miss. I guess that's not just a Knoxville thing, though, but a corn dog used to be a couple bucks.
$8.
And you could get a foot long, which is, I tell people all the time, where they get those big long weenies? Like I said, it's 2 hot dogs is all it is.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. And, but a foot long was like $2. I mean, I remember when they were $1. And 2 of them, a foot long was $2. It might have been 3, but it wasn't. It
wasn't 10.
No, hell no. Now you need a cosigner.
Oh yeah.
We started. I know when I was helping Robbie and them and Jimmy's. That's something I wish was still around.
Jimmy's.
Yeah.
Not they are still around, but the bar.
But the pub, the bar. But yeah, Robbie had always asked me and said, I'm going to go up on my prices this year. And I was like, yeah, well, you do every year. It's
called inflation.
There's part of this thing that you say, I've got to, that I just hear you saying, I'm going up on prices this year. And I get it. It's okay. I figured you probably would. But yeah, I mean, I remember the first time, a burger and fries was, we were charging $10,
which would be cheap now.
Which seemed like, oh my God,
$10.
And you don't know, I mean, well, that's not counting your drink.
Right.
It's just a plate, Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, you got like a 2-pound boat full of French fries and big burgers. You could dress yourself and all that stuff. But yeah, it just, and then you'd be setting up early in the morning at one of those, cause they'd always have the 4-H shows over there. And then when the fair wasn't in town, they would do some swap meets and some car stuff there, like hot rods and things like that. So we would always set a place up on that row in between the theater or in between the
Jacobs building, all that.
No, on over where the God Almighty, come on, brain, you can do it. The agricultural stuff was. Where the bathhouses are, and then you could go under roof to see all the animals and stuff. Well, that's where they'd set up all those swap meets for the old cars and stuff. And I remember it never failed, man. All them old timers come up wanting a cup of coffee. And we were making it straight over in a pour bun system. And it was going straight into an igloo cooler. So there was no chance that they could not get hot coffee. And there was 2 things those old men bitched about would be either how much the coffee was or it wasn't hot enough. It was constantly, every time. So I just started coming up with things to say back to him. You know, $2, God almighty. I said, well, hell, buddy, just go out there in your truck that you spent 2 days shining up and bought $37 worth of polish for. Crank it up. Be careful. Go over there to Pilot and pay $250 for it, and then come back over here and tell me how much you wish you'd have stayed here and saved 50 cents. Yeah. I was like, blow the dust off that money you've had wadded up under your mattress for 37 years and buy the coffee. You want it or you don't. Or the other good one was, damn, you missed it. We was giving away free coffee yesterday. And some of them would buy it. You know, some of them would be, damn, I can't believe.
Can't believe. Of course they are.
Damn, Jamie, I told you we should have came yesterday. We was going to, but he didn't want to come yesterday. It's like, God, you idiots. And then the other one was, it wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
And I would go back there and just crack the lid on that.
And it'd be so hot.
And it'd be fire, blue flames, and steam shooting up out of the top.
Well,
you
know why? Because their wife was been boiling it on the stove for 52 years. Mama makes it hot.
Well, no, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they have to get, and I'll tell you why she had to do it that way. Because their whole damn mouth is filled full of plastic and dentures. You know why you didn't burn the roof of your mouth? Because you never hit the roof of your mouth.
You have a mouthpiece in at all times.
Yeah. I've made my mom a cup of coffee and took it to her, and she'll say, would you put that in the microwave for about 35 seconds?
Just to kick it up a notch.
To kick it up a notch. I can't believe you ain't going to eat your food while it's still hot, and it's smoking like this cigar.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't putting that shit in my mouth. I said, it'll burn the hell out of me.
Which is a good time to say this again. You can't taste hot food, real hot food, or hot smoke.
Not when there's flames shooting out of it. But that used to drive me nuts, man. Used to drive me nuts. But at any rate, I know we're talking.
I like to get when
stuff that we miss. I don't miss any of that.
We used to make a warm spinach salad, and we get it sent back for being too hot. Seriously, I'd be like, well, just wait a few minutes. It'll be fine. All right, other things I miss. We went to the drive-in the other day, and I miss the age of the movies around here. Man, we used to have a bunch of theaters, or there were at least, let's see, just going down Kingston Pike, you had the Capri, which was a 2-screen right there in what I would call Bearden proper area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep on going down. You had one in the parking lot of Westtown.
Yeah.
That was a round one. I think it was a 3-seater. Go on down, turn left on Downtown West, and Cinema 6 is still there. It's called something else, but it was a mainstream theater.
And
then
you had the Tap House there too.
Yeah, that's right. Missed that one. That's back. That's the first one. Really, that's right before the Capri. And then you had the Kingston 4.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where Chuck E. Cheese is now. So you had all those screens.
Downtown West?
Yeah, that's the Cinema 6.
Okay.
Yeah, on Downtown West Boulevard. Yeah. Now, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's like an independent one, right? But, I mean, I had a lot of first dates in places like that, that don't exist anymore. TGI Fridays down there across from Downtown West. There was a TGI Fridays diagonal across from Downtown West.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever had nachos, was at that TGI Fridays.
Oh, wow.
And it was like 82 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss the movies in general. Now listen, there's nothing more than I can get into and enjoy than having having something new or a streaming movie or a TV series or something that's, movie quality. But, the movies back then was, it was when we've said it a dozen times on this channel, but it was a big to do.
That was your go-to for dates, right? That was one of the first two things.
A movie and a dinner. And that was something that was, like you put thought in it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you said, hey, let's go grab a movie in a date, it'd just be like, well,
yeah,
same date I have with this other jackass 2 weeks ago, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss that about the movies and the theaters too. That's a good call. Well, we had the River Breeze up here.
I know. And they've been threatening to reopen it, right?
Well, they opened it as a music venue there for a little while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had some concerts and some stuff there. The old house that sit back on the property, they redid all of it and built it up, made it a big, nice green room and stuff for performers and different things. Snuckles had a little bit of something to do with that at one time or another, but I guess you could say, for lack of not completely knowing what happened, but we'll say COVID.
Well, that certainly didn't help, I guess.
It didn't help because it was during the time that they were
that makes sense
doing a bunch of that stuff. They were also doing some shows up at the Smoky Stadium when it was the stadium up off 407. So, but yeah, the movies were they were a treat. And
it was a big deal in Knoxville. Theaters, there were a lot of them. When Easttown opened at 84, then he had it another theater.
Yeah, well, and when you're a kid and you're just got your license, you just found out you could listen to any kind of music you wanted to in your own car that you're paying for, that you're working for, and now you got this ticklish little squishy girl that wants to go out with you and do something, and dinner and the movies, the way to is the way to go. Cause it was.
Now it's $200 deal.
Yeah. Now you need a cosigner for a foot-long corn dog and a movie. I tell you, when Hannah was growing up, for you all that don't know, Hannah's my daughter. She'll be 30 in October, but, when she was coming up, that was a single dad's escape.
Absolutely.
I'd been running all over God knows where, playing shows and trying to make money and getting her back and forth to school and practices and softball and basketball and all this different stuff. And then even before that stuff, what are we going to get to do today? Well, if there was lots of stuff that we did, that involved the park or going to somewhere where something was free, because I was a single dad. I didn't have the money to be able to throw at it. But with movies, especially with Easttown, which is now gone.
Golly, we're old. You can see the building of and the tearing down of the mall. That said something right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 40 years worth.
Yeah. And we would go into the mall. They would have matinees. Yep. That was the time I would take Hannah. We'd go grab a matinee, and she always wanted to be more grown up than she, her actual age, like a lot of kids do sometimes. And I was like, okay, you want to act like you're a grown up, then you're going to start carrying a purse. You're going to start carrying a pocketbook. And I'd load it down with candy and, we'd pop popcorn and put it in there. I think we'd actually buy the corn there, but we'd take like a couple of canned Cokes and, candy.
Yeah.
Cause man, even back then, you get, what I'm out of touch with reality as much as anything else right now. What does it cost to go to the movies to, let's say, a 2-person, adult tickets, movies, popcorn, drinks, and some candy.
Well, I'm out of touch too because we only go to the drive-in and it's $10 a head. But I think it's around $15, $15.50 somewhere in there each. So there's $32 or so for tickets. Bucket of popcorn, if you get large, is like $10. Drink, you got $30 at the concession stand. So now you're at $60. And if you bought dinner, it was at least $60 with tip. And if you sat down somewhere, you're $120, $130 night.
Yeah. I mean, that's I
also miss the dollar movies, but
the dollar movies. Yeah. Those were good.
Yep.
And I missed the pizza shop that was there at the dollar movies. Romans.
Yep.
It was a great pizza.
The original Romans. Yeah.
Real New York stuff.
Yeah.
Thin crust, fold up.
Just like we made.
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
yeah.
But you could go to a movie for $1. You know, the first dollar theater in Knoxville, talking about things you missed, was the Park Theater that I remember on Magnolia. Right down there across from, it was the Toro Lawn Shop then, but yeah. And we'd go watch Bruce Lee movies for $1. And Mom would it was a babysitter, but Mom loved movies too. So and we were little then, man. I miss that. I miss the, there's a lot about that's in Knoxville that I miss, but the movie theaters are at the very top. I miss, there's some restaurants I miss, man.
Average price is $16.08, with state prices ranging from $9.28 to $23.10.
Yep.
Now, how do you get to $9.28 or $23.10?
Well, $9.28 Mississippi, $23.10 New York City.
No, I mean, but the 28 and the 10.
Oh yeah, it's an average.
That's what I'm saying. It's an average. How do you
tax, I guess?
Don't.
Ask how, get told how.
Ask how, wish you hadn't. Little
man,
idiot.
I miss. Somebody posted talking about restaurants. I miss Regas, of course, but Grady's. Do you remember Grady's?
Mm-mm.
Grady's was at the corner of Paper Mill and Kingston Pike, or right there. It's PF Chang's now.
2 tickets and a large popcorn typically costs around $42.66 on average.
A drink, extra $60.
Yeah. I mean, because God knows you can't get a drink that the only size drink you can get is one that's big enough that comes with its own fucking lifeguard in case you fall into it and decide you're going to drown yourself in the movies.
Grady's was a restaurant I really liked.
Grady's, I don't remember. I don't remember Grady's for some reason. And, we weren't. Was this in the 80s? Was this when you were a young man?
Yeah,
or was
Grady's
this
Good Times, 1982.
So your parents would be taking you there.
Yeah, my mom used to take us there when we were little. And diagonally across the street on Kingston Pike was Daryl's. Do you remember Daryl's?
Oh, yeah.
That's another place I miss. That Turtle Sunday was worth them staying open for. But Grady's had the best broccoli and cheese soup in the world.
Mm.
And something that when I was a kid, I would thought, no, there's no way I'm eating that. Listen, telling you, I miss Grady's a lot. That was a good restaurant.
I don't remember. Did they have one up this way?
No, I don't. I think that was the only one.
I don't remember Grady's, but then again,
and while Grady's was still there, a restaurant next door, Harry's, opened up. It's now Brazero's, I think. And I think that was an offshoot of the Regas family, Harry Regas, I believe. And it was there. It was really good for a while. I miss those places. TikTok.
Yeah. TikTok, Central Park.
Oh, man, Central Park.
Those French fries,
good
burgers.
Nights.
You could go there we'd go there with this, a group of brothers that I knew, the Hucklebees, Ernie, Charlie, and Billy. Oh, yeah, they were
Carter boys.
They were Holston boys. We went to church. I went to church with them, and we'd get done.
That is right, Ernie. Huh?
Yeah, and we get done with church or whatever, and we'd all be trying to pull our money together to see who had what. If we weren't going to go shoot ball or go play football over at Alice Bell, we were normally going to try to go pig out at Taco Bell or Central Park and come back and play Nintendo or something, because you had to be there that night too.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid you miss a Wednesday. So,
miss your RAs. What it was?
Yeah, GA's RAs.
GA's RA. Don't be an RA. Royal Ambassadors.
Yeah. And so
got a little pen. I still got mine, I bet you.
I don't know if I ever officially tried any of that.
You just washed out, didn't you? You're an RA washout.
I was like, I don't need no badges. I don't need no stinking badges. But we would, we'd come up, somehow between four of us, we'd come up with like, 10, 12, $13, something, enough. And we'd go hit them up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get fries and burgers. And then come by the Kroger there on the way back.
On the hill Kroger.
Yeah. And buy
with the Super X.
Buy like some Big K's or something cheap. 3-liter bottle.
Oh, yeah. If you'd gone my daddy, you got Big K or you wouldn't have gotten nothing.
Yeah.
Big K Diet Lemon Lime. I'll take 16 2-liters.
Well, we had to. We were poor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shit.
Then the big one was that I'd always hide or hold back like change or something enough that I could get me a can of Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, buddy.
And then they'd all be screwed because I wouldn't share my Copenhagen with them.
Come on, man. Oh,
just a pinch.
No.
Go pinch your fat ass.
Pinch is all you get. That's all you need. Nope. Copenhagen, $3 can. You can't be.
I think it was $1.29 back then.
God, how would you like to go back? What is it, $10 now?
Oh, who knows?
It's $10.
I haven't bought any real tobacco stuff in so long. I couldn't tell you. I mean, other than, just cigars,
real tobacco stuff.
Yeah. Excuse me. I've only bought real tobacco since.
Yeah. You were saying that story like, you are saving money now, which is horseshit.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not saving any.
You could put cans of Copenhagen from here to the moon on what we bought cigars. Oh, God. Yeah, man, I miss TikTok. I only didn't go to TikTok much, but did. I miss Western Sizzling and those style steakhouses, too. The one Wincy's and the big
Western
fat
Sizzling
yeast roll. Buddy.
Yeah. Quincy's, Western Sizzling was before. That was the one that was down there on
Magnolia.
On Magnolia.
Next to those parties.
Yeah, like the same area as the fair. And that was the first Buddies too in Knoxville. Or no, the first one was the one down there next to Pick and Grin.
The one on Magnolia was the second one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, what else was over there that was something that, well, see, we grew up in Holston Shopping Center. The White stores, the White Way, the S&H Green Stamp store.
Wade's Bakery.
See, Mama went to school with them.
5 and 10, the 5 and dime. There was the junk store there, the 5 and dime. And then And KUB been in there for quite some time.
Valley Bank was in there, and then it turned to Home Federal, and then they moved it up the road, moved it out.
What was it? Because Mom banked at First Tennessee down there between like Western Sizzling and Buddy's.
Yep.
One street off of McCalla proper, Burlington proper.
Yeah.
You know. McCarty's Mortuary was down there.
Went to many funerals there. Played several.
Of them. Yeah. I always thought they had it right too, because they had you off to the side.
Yeah, well, the room was set up correctly.
Yes. But for like people who sang or played,
yeah,
you didn't have to be there.
Yeah. If you're going to die, that would have been a good place.
Yeah.
If we were going to do your funeral. Yeah. It's not even, the building's gone now, I think. I don't think it's there at all.
Oh, is it not? I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking they had turned all that had turned into like a daycare center.
Maybe so, but it's definitely not a funeral.
Yeah.
Did they move? Are they?
They merged with Bridges.
Okay. Rutledge Pike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's got a damn mausoleum over there? It's a.
I mean, there's
good grief.
I'm telling you right now, they're worshiping some kind of god out there as big as that thing is. At nighttime, they're chanting over that place.
You see that Folgers can right up there? That's my most modestly priced receptacle. And that's where I intend to be.
Yeah.
I told my mom that you'd have thought a black cat went across her back.
You broke 16 beers at once.
Oh, my God. What makes you so sure? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Well, I might have something to say about that. And I said, well, that'd be a damn miracle.
Yeah. I would say, let's hope not.
Yeah.
I don't mean that hateful, but, you're in your 80s.
Yeah. Almost 90.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I tell you, that whole stretch right through there was a big part of our life.
Buster Brown shoes.
Oh, man, Buster Brown shoes at Miller's.
And, but there was another shoe store down there. Oh, gosh, what was it? Paul Parrott shoes, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I used to date a girl. Her dad was the Al Bundy of Paul Parrott shoes. He's better off than Al, but
was he Paul himself?
I can't remember his name.
We went to school with a couple of people on shoe stores. Coffin Shoe Company.
Edmondson was her last name.
Yeah.
I can't remember her dad's name. Seemed like it might have been like, I want to say like William or something. But.
Shannon was her name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had a shoe store too. Well, but my whole childhood, Mom would drive us around. Mom would drive on the interstate. So we got to be very acquainted with the Magnolia, Asheville highways, Kingston Pikes, and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think what else like up this way that's not here anymore.
Cardin's.
Of course, Cardin's and Lightning's were the first two things.
Helma's even.
Helma's. I remember going to Helma's as a kid, way back.
Tackle box.
Still like to know what's going on with that piece of property.
Me too. It's just kind of.
It's
there.
Something needs to be in it.
You remember those Silverado Club?
I remember all those clubs, but
it's a Mexican joint now down the head bottom down there.
Yeah, it used to be the Roundup.
Roundup's across the street.
Okay.
Roundup's that's where Randy Travis came and played.
Well, where I was going with all that was like, I remember all of those clubs, but I couldn't ever keep them
straight. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was Oak Grove, there's the
Lounge.
Roundup, there was wasn't there like the Starlight?
Well, Starlight was Silverado.
The Starliner.
Yeah, Starlight's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, those were all still too far ahead of my time. I never was. I wasn't never old enough, wise enough, or brave enough to go in any of them because I'd always heard so many. What does that
say about me?
I had always
I was playing in those places.
I had always heard so many wild ass stories.
Yeah.
You know that.
I'm going there. Don't go around that, buddy.
Well,
I got a brother-in-law. He went in, never came back.
Well, hey. If you ever stop to think and wonder why your parents love Fox News, that's why. Because that's what we didn't have Fox News. We had parents. And that's all you heard was horror and doom and destruction, bad habits, murders, abductions. Beatings,
buddy. My mama fought
stabbings.
Well, we grew up in the kidnap era, though, right?
What was the mother rapers? The Alice's restaurant. But think about that. Yeah. That's every time somebody, God forbid, you said something about, like I was 40-year-old. I got my first tattoo. Now I'm 100% glad I waited because I had no regrets. But I also knew exactly what I wanted. But, I just think about little stuff like that as a kid and being like, well, I can't talk about that at the dinner table.
You'd have talked that at my dinner table, but you'd got called a little idiot.
Or, 100%
chance.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting a tattoo. If you're that stupid, get stupid tattooed on your forehead.
Yeah. So it was, but it was always things with, if you said something about, like maybe a kid or something got in trouble for doing whatever, pick something. Well, you remember Larry and Wilma, their boy.
He's dead because of that.
Well, their brother, sister's cousin's husband had a kid, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I didn't even, fuck, I got to sit through this shit again. And I just keep it to myself because I know it'll be done with, and I'm not old enough or big enough to be able to be like, listen, we've heard this 38 times. And that was in the last 3 weeks. Not to mention every Christmas when I've had to lie telling somebody I like their shitty food that they made. And that wasn't no good.
I won't do it. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Yeah. Well,
every time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, this sucks. So, don't that sound like Eddie Arnold? Nope. Nope. Oh, well, Marshall Andy story.
But I think that's why our parents, it could always be equated or equaled or brought back to something that had happened to somebody else in either death,
doom and gloom,
or a plague of locust or something happened detrimental to this poor bastard that decided he was going to try Diet Mountain Dew. Or something. I'm being completely silly now, but you guys get the point. But yeah, Lightnings, Cardins. Lightnings used to have those good little pony beers too.
Kay's ice cream, man.
Kay's ice cream. Now that's a good one.
Been a long time. Well,
yeah.
Now you can get Kay's. I guess it's at all food cities. I don't know, but you can get Kay's vanilla still in a tub. And let me tell you, now I'm not on the ice cream anymore much, Diet, every now and then, but it used to be every day. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's very Mayfield-ish.
What do you mean pretty good?
Pretty good. Boy, I miss that Kroger. That Kroger in Asheville Highway. That Kroger had a Super X in the end of it. They all did, I guess, or part of it. That was their pharmacy before they merged it all in one. Super X was cool, man. They had the best selection of baseball cards back then.
I worked at that Kroger.
Oh, I know. William and all of you worked there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that's where we went. That's where we grocery shopped.
William, who else? Christy Moore from school. Bunches of people.
Yeah. That was a big deal for a lot of folks that we grew up with. Yeah. And me, I didn't work there.
Robbie's brother worked there.
Yeah. Todd. We used to play them. We played basketball together. Yeah. These little bitty kids. But guess who else was on that team?
Who?
Your ex-wife.
Oh, Lord. Let's don't even.
Woo, boy.
Let's don't even.
And William Petty, too.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm saying Todd was the point guard for that team, I believe. Anyway.
Moving right along.
I'll tell you what I thought about those. Super X reminded me, I don't know how in the world we haven't said this, but Kmart, man. Damn. And I know that's not a Knoxville thing per se, but.
No, but they're not around here. I mean.
Yeah, right. But they were a big deal to us. The Asheville Highway Kmart is a big deal.
Well, yeah.
There was a giant food next door.
When you didn't. Yeah. I mean, it was civilization. That's all it was. You know, there are other people on the planet.
Listen, for y'all that don't know about Kmart, when Kmart was cool, they had a restaurant in the front and the back.
I never eat at it.
Never?
Never.
Okay, so
I was always embarrassed.
No, I know. You didn't get raised with my mama.
No, I didn't.
You got rid of embarrassment out of your life immediately at my house, buddy. They used to sell these ham sandwiches in a 5-pack, and they were just basic. They were on like hamburger buns.
Yeah.
But up front, you could get little sandwiches, and you can get ices. That was where the icing machine was.
Yeah.
Well, in the back was a little pseudo cafeteria where you could sit down and whatever. And buddy. I bought my first pack of Garbage Pail Kids at the Asheville Highway Kmart when I was like little.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. The biggest thing I remember about like Kmart and going to the grocery store and stuff like that, other than having to go with my dad to take his mom, my mama, Myrtle.
God, what a name, boy.
Boy, she was a character too, man.
Had to be with that name.
God almighty. She had to be tough or dumb one.
Myrtle.
Yeah, I wouldn't, you couldn't have wadded me up in a ball and thrown me on that old woman, man. She looked mean. I swear she did. I mean, she's always sweet, always, nice to me, but man, she could just look at you and just be like, ugh, that bitch kill you.
Murder and Myrtle.
Yeah, but, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, taking her to the store. Oh my God. My dad would wait, come and get me and be like, come on, we're going to take you mama to the store today. And I'd just be like, do I have to? Please, I don't want to. You got to get out of the house. I love my house. I don't ever want to leave. Because, and the reason why I hated it so bad was because mama wouldn't shop just at one store.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. You had to go to the IGA to get the so-and-so. Yeah. Then you had to go to the food line to get the so-and-sos. Then you had to come back to Kroger to get the so-and-sos. And then every once in a while, they'd be the IGA over in Corrington.
It's different.
And you had to go all the way back over.
It's different than the one in Blaine.
And my dad would not tell that old lady no to save his life. Just like I won't do mine. I won't tell mine no.
All the refrigerated stuff's going bad while you're going all over town. Now, Mom, we got to get the refrigerated stuff at the last place we go.
3 pennies on, on whatever the hell it was. And I don't swear to God, I don't know anything she ever bought other than like washing powders, toilet paper, lard and fucking beans.
And grew everything else.
Yeah. She had a garden that would make 4 of these honky tonk.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And did it all by hand and up until she was right at 90 years old.
That's why she lived that long.
Yeah.
Because she worked it by hand.
God knows I don't. I'll be dead tomorrow because I fucking hated it.
We're a barred time.
I hated. The only thing I really hated about the garden and working it was I hated digging the potatoes. And here's why. Because they didn't know they were doing this, but my dad, put so much fear into me about cutting a fucking potato in half. And I should have known better right from the beginning because that's how they grow the damn things, is they cut them in half and plant them. And oh my God, if you cut a potato in half, they'd lose their damn mind.
You just rent that, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, let's cook it tonight, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh.
Burnt. Give me that.
I'll dig potatoes from here to Ireland and back before I pick beans.
And that's what I did. I cut every fucking thing I could cut. Anything I could tear up, I'd tear it up.
Till they ran you off.
That's exactly right. I was like,
go back.
I'll be smarter than you some bitches one way or another because I ain't doing it.
God, I hated picking green beans. Oh. That's the worst. That is the worst. Son, do not tear the plants down when you're doing that. I seen a meme the other day, and this is true. It said a lot of our problems would be solved with a little more time breaking beans with Granny on the porch. Oh, my
goodness, yeah.
And see, that was my favorite part because that was relaxed time.
That was all.
You could take your time with it,
Shucking corn.
Yeah,
that. Cutting okra or whatever the hell, or picking beans, or not picking, but, picking them. I guess you could call it that too. A lot of old people did call them picking it. But yeah, stringing beans, shelling beans, any of that kind of thing, breaking beans. That was the good times because that's when you got to hear all the old tales and you got to hear all the old stories. Oh, yeah, that's and how goofy your daddy was during this time, or your mama, or your grandma, or something. Those were enjoyable times. I miss those. But
I loved going to the grocery store with mine because she'd always buy stuff, like ice cream and stuff we wanted.
Well, now that was my mom's granny. Yeah, my mom's mom. Now I'd go with her 3 days a week and twice on Sundays. Yeah, because, she was always going to be, I didn't care if I was going to eat it or if I wasn't going to eat it. If I went to my granny's house and didn't either get made and or offered a peanut butter and apple jelly sandwich within the first, 3.5 minutes of me being there, I'll kiss your ass on State Street.
I thought you was going to say, if that didn't happen, I was going ape shit. Start breaking stuff.
No. Grab that old bitch by the neck. Look here, you mother.
Where's my jelly? Oh, my God.
I want you to get me some jelly. I want no damn red jelly. I want no black jelly. I want apple jelly. But, Granny, my mom's mom, she was something else now. God, man, my mom looks just so much like her.
Just like her.
Oh, yeah. My goodness. Yeah, and she had some sayings, man.
Oh, we could do 10 shows on.
Every old wash tub's got set on its own bottom. Now that's in the Bible. She'd do that. Yes, Granny.
I'll tap at you.
Yeah.
I missed the old putt down there too in the fairgrounds.
I forgot about that.
It was like a from what I remembered, it was a tournament course. It was a setup because they used to have, maybe they still do, putt competitions.
Yeah,
and it was a putt game and what's that?
Golfing
games, like a branded store.
Yeah, right? They had another one on Chapman.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah. I forgot about that one being down there, actually. Yeah.
It always seemed to me that they would close the putt thing during the fair. Did that make sense? I don't think I'd have done that. Now, maybe they didn't, and I just don't remember correctly. But
well, I can't remember wherein in association with the property and the boundaries and everything was. So it could have had something to do with it.
Yeah, they might have had Carney vehicles parked all the way around it. Carney vehicles.
Oh,
Lord. It's Carney's. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Boy's working on his career. College. Oh, Carnal.
Yeah. I do miss like the IGA.
Yeah.
The small independent grocers.
The A&Ps.
I miss that. Because I remember lots of times, like when we would grow stuff, my mama didn't even, I don't even know if they had a tiller. You know what I mean? I mean, like, she's mean enough, she'd just go out there and look at the ground and break up. Yeah. But she, but when we would have too much, or we'd have so much that we couldn't get rid of, or we didn't know enough people and my dad would be what is also the same guy. And I guess that's probably where I get a lot of my giving nature from, is from both of them. But Dad in particular he remembers the days of, when people would grow crops and give away food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure that's how they got a lot of theirs. So like, and I've started to do it a few different times and just have never pulled the trigger. But my dad would, one thing at a time, we would take, at the time when we had just a surplus of stuff, and never had a pickup truck. My dad never had a pickup truck.
Really?
Never had a pickup truck. It was either a van or like one of the old vans, or we put shit in the trunk of the car. And we would take trunk loads of vegetables and different things. And I remember selling corn on the cob and tomatoes and different types of vegetables to the manager of the IGA, Hancock.
Yep.
And they would buy it straight from you.
Yeah.
I miss those days too.
Yeah, I don't know that even exists now, that you can do that. Well, we talking about the Kmart. There was a chain grocery store there.
Food Line.
Before that, it was Giant.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And what I remember most about Giant is that they made the best birthday cakes there. Apparently, everybody would go there and get the birthday cakes. Of course, as a kid, they was all good. So, I didn't know. But, I go to Giant, whatever. Now, we didn't shop there much because it was higher, I believe. Mm-hmm. But then it became Food Line, and we went there some as well. Yeah. But now all that's gone. There's just it's Comcast or Xfinity or something, I think.
Well, it used to be for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still there or not, or if they've grown into that other building too now, but yeah. I remember going there. The good thing about going there was the video games. You could buy, if you weren't, of course,
or Food Line.
Yeah.
Oh, the Asphalt Highway.
Yeah. They had a couple of games up front, and it was usually like Pac-Man or Donkey Kong or Galaga, or, something fun that you could actually.
Or centipede.
Yeah.
Or you can get shocked with the wheel.
Yeah. Well, it was something that you could spend. You could have just a couple of bucks, but if you were halfway decent, you could stay up there and not have to
electric
walk
babysitter
through it and watch your grandma pick up.
Look at it real close like this. What's this say?
Brand A, brand B, brand A, brand B, brand A, brand B. It's like, just make a decision.
I mentioned this movie earlier.
This one's at 11. This one's 2.5 cents cheaper. What the fuck? A half cent? Are you kidding me? Half a cent. Got a half a mind to kick your.
That whole experience could be summed up from that movie in Driving Mrs. Daisy when he takes her to the store and she's got to go to the Piggly Wiggly.
I haven't seen it in so long. I can't even remember it.
Yeah, just her way she, that's how my grandparents were too.
But, well, they had they had all their stuff. I guess it's not really any difference than the way you like to do something or the way I like to do something. But boy, it was peculiar
and deliberate and slow.
Oh.
Just one.
Just kill me now.
One speed. I miss Smoky Mountain Markets.
Oh yeah,
and the hot dogs. That's something.
3 for $1, 4 for $1.
Yeah,
I remember they used to be 4 for $1. That was the big thing, and then they went 3 for $1, and everybody lost their mind. They were like, "Did you hear? You only get 3 of them.
They get 3 for $1. So it went up 9 cents or whatever it was." Well,
my dad would always say, or Paul's Market. Remember Paul's Market?
Yes.
There's a blast from the past. Go down there and get you a rooster sandwich and a big red dope.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what my dad used to always say. Let's go get us one of them rooster sandwich and a big red dope.
Big red dope.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you said that to a kid these days, they'd
put you in jail.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what they were.
CPS.
Yeah. He made sexual advances at me. Something about a chicken and
a big red something.
Dildo, I think he said. No.
Smoky Mountain Market, man, that was good. Miss those.
RC Cola and a moon pie.
I miss steamed sandwiches.
Yeah.
When we opened the deli, John told me this. We did steamed sandwiches. Apparently, Knoxville was very much on the ground floor of the steamed sandwich in the world. Like this was like a steamed sandwich. And when I was a kid, steamed sandwiches were everywhere. And I remember the little thing, that thing, the steamed sandwiches.
Yeah, and I'd always ask them to hit it an extra time or two.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or can I get
it extra hot? What was the one? Now they did it. They did those too, but it was the golly. I'll think of it in a second. It was a deli. They were right across there from Rogers Cadillac on Kingston Pike.
Alabama.
Yeah.
They've been gone.
Damn.
I saw something posted. They've been gone like 10 or 11 years. I seen somebody post.
I'd say longer than that.
That was a good place.
I'd say 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The steamed sandwich.
That was, I remember the first time my buddy Carl ever had a steamed sandwich.
Was it here?
Yeah.
Nixon still does.
And he thought it was the absolute worst fucking thing on the planet. He was just like, how can you eat that
That's
shit?
soggy ass bread.
That's soggy ass bullshit. I wanted a damn sandwich, not the damn something, water wing, or whatever. I can't even remember what he said.
That reminds me, I don't know why it's non-related. The Hungry Fisherman.
And I couldn't understand.
Restaurant I miss.
Oh, Hungry Fisherman.
You remember that? It was down there around Baum Drive, I believe.
I remember it. but I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like, I remember.
Had little paddle boats.
I remember the name. I remember all that. I don't know if I ever got to go. My dad loved fish, man. Oh, my God. Fried fish, did it? I don't know. It looks the same. I think, let us know in the comment section if the camera moved. My dad would, so was it Long John Silver's or Captain D's that started doing the all-you-could-eat night of fish?
Captain D's does it on Sundays, I believe.
Oh, they still do it?
I think so.
Oh. But if you say any louder, the old man will turn over. He'll pop up out of his grave and come back.
Wait, what?
Look like an otter over there eating. Man, my dad. Oh, he was such a funny guy. And didn't know he was funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now that I've had years to look back on it. Some of his mannerisms and actions, he never knew he was as funny as he was. Or if he did know he was funny, he didn't know why. Or maybe he did. I don't know.
Let's pull this table back a little. We did.
Oh.
There we're back.
Thanks for letting us know the camera moved in the comment section.
See how we fix that?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but yeah, my dad would go in there and he would stay. I mean, hey, you bring us a little bit more of that fish over here.
He'd embarrass you.
Yeah.
Be there so long.
Like if they'd had TVs and closed caption, then if there would have been a closed caption thing saying, Pacific Ocean dangerously low on Atlantic, whatever.
The Pacific cod
dangerously low on fish
is now endangered.
Man from Mascot eats 600 fish. He loved to eat. He could eat. And he wasn't a big guy. I mean, I'm certainly a lot bigger than him.
It says all you can eat.
Yeah.
The buffet was a very new thing for us.
Duff's. Oh, my God.
The original Duff's.
You talking about the original place where everybody in this area got swollen ankles.
That's right.
That's just where it started. Diabetes and swollen ankles and congestive heart failure started in Knoxville, Tennessee at Duff's Restaurant.
It used to be down there next to Rothschild's.
Yeah.
It's in the Rothschild, West Knoxville.
And the one we used to go to was the one on Merchants all the time.
Yeah. Which then became Mandarin House after that. But the original one was down in deep West Knoxville, and not deep, right there next to Subaru.
Yeah.
And they had those big rotating tables that would come out with the food and it'd go back in, they'd fill it up. I remember that was the first place I ever saw a soft serve ice cream thing. I was like, holy God, what do we have here?
That's the first place a grown man embarrassed me of how much food he could eat.
Sir, we're closing.
Look at this. Let's get us one of them. Let's get us one of them.
He'd eat it all, though.
He'd eat every bit of it.
Yeah,
if
they don't
killed
care.
him.
Yeah.
If he blowed up like the fucking guy in Monty Python, he would eat the last drop because that's what you did. He would always say, get all you can and can all you want. Or
right.
Something like that. Did I say that right?
But yeah, basically.
Yeah. But basically, you can eat as much as you want to, but you have to eat it. It was very military. You can have anything you want in the mess hall. We'll even cook you special stuff if that's what you want. But you have to eat every bit of it.
Every bite. That's right. Man, Duff's, that was my first buffet experience. I guess my next one was was Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
Would be the next thing. And then I've been experiencing them ever since.
Yeah. I was buffet king back in 1998.
Gaddy's, my God. Remember Gaddy's?
Oh, Mr. Gaddy's. Oh, yeah.
There's still one.
Long before it was ever a buffet, too. I mean, that came in as we started reaching high school and all that stuff. But Before it was just a pizza joint.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a pizza joint, and this is a blast from the past that I miss, and I don't know if it was any good or if it's on my scale of pizza Mount Rushmore now or whatever, but it's just so nostalgic as a kid. Also, a place I would often get embarrassed from what a grown man could put into his body digestively. Godfather's Pizza down on
Merchants.
This one, the one we went to, was in that same little shopping center there at Tazzle Pike and Broadway.
Okay.
You know where 640 crosses over.
Yeah, where CC's used to be in the
where
park.
Jimmy's used to be.
Yeah.
In that, Party City, CC's, all that stuff's there now, or CC's not now, but
McAllister's, I think.
Yeah. But Godfather's Pizza, I remember those being the shit back in the day.
I think they still exist. It's not here. Dad said that his first time he ever had pizza was in Knoxville after he got out of college, and it was Shakey's.
I remember people talking about Shakey's Pizza, but I
never had any.
Yeah, I never experienced it.
Blue Circle.
I think that was after us, wasn't it?
Right when we were kids. I had it a couple times, but a bite of Granny's or something, try this. And it was, it was good. I mean, you could tell it was real ground beef and stuff. And but they kind of phased out. There was one left and it just closed up in towards the Tri-Cities area, up that Piney Flats, I think it is. But man, I miss, stores, Hills. Yeah.
That was a big one. There was one down there in that Bermuda Triangle there at Paper Mill.
Right across from Grady's. Right there.
Oh, that's where Grady's was. Okay.
Yeah, where P.F. Chang's is now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you something I miss. Now you can still get one over actually right across from where you're talking about it at Denton's. But I remember and miss the real Orange Julius
at West Town Mall.
Yeah.
That was my first intro into that.
That and here's what I got. I didn't want no ice cream if I went to Kay's. We went down that way. It was always, look, can we get an Orange Julius? And if we were up this way, can I have a lime freeze?
Oh yeah,
Kay's?
Yeah. Those were good.
Lime sherbet and Sprite.
Yeah, those were good. I've had that. Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
Just sugar overload.
Just to give a prop to a local business, the one I'm assuming you're talking about the Asheville Highway one. Kay's.
Yes, the one over there. Yeah.
Yeah, which is the one that we grew up with. Yeah. Well, right behind Kay's during that time was a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, I remember that. What was the name of that?
Something Garden. They were there forever.
Yeah.
And now it's habaneros.
Yeah. Habanero.
But the other place is called Scotty's.
Yeah. They got a damn
fantastic.
Good,
They still got Superman ice cream too.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And if you're going to go by Scotty's, if you're going to get like a burger and fries and just maybe a milkshake or something like you would at one of those, like you would have at Kay's.
Yeah.
They still do it right, man. They still got the same old grill and
all
that. Yeah. They just bought it out. And it's real good. Scotty's is real good.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to go by there and get a hamburger and fries and a shake, go ahead and get me a 1 too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm thinking about that just now made me hungry. But
you talking about the original smash burgers and all that bullshit everybody talks about, and this burger place and
Five Guys,
Louis, and all this one and that one, and No, that Scott's is they do
it right there.
They do it right.
Yeah,
it's really good. And like I said, that griddle's been in there for.
I'm almost going to say might be the best burger in town.
Well, I'll be 54 in August, and I never knew it. I never remembered a time once I got old enough to be able to start remembering stuff that they weren't cooking hamburgers in there on that thing.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, we'd go there all the time. Whether it was
Kay's or when Scotty's bought it or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, it was Kay's our whole life.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, not to be mixed or confused with Scotty's restaurants, which there's still one on Clinton Highway.
Yeah, not a different place. This is an individual.
But Scotty's back in the day used to have the little. There was one down here on Rutledge Pike there at Love's Creek.
Yep.
Or right past Love's Creek there at Spring Hill. Remember that?
Yep. And there was
Scotty's.
Yeah, and there was one out there in Clinton Highway on the left.
And the one on Clinton Highway is still there.
Yeah, and there was one down in.
But they made the little.
I think
they made the little crystal style burgers. The little Scotty burgers.
Yeah, and it's like a little diner seating in there too.
Yeah, had a counter.
Yeah, like the old Crystals used to have.
Yeah, and a waitress is going to call you honey.
You hope. Well, you're on Clinton Highway. Everybody's going to call you honey.
Well. You're hoping.
What you make over the hill, you're honey.
The thing you don't
there to Clinton.
The thing you don't want to risk happening is a Clinton Highway ass whipping.
That's exactly right.
Because you get one of them out there pretty fucking quick too.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're looking for one, you can get one in a heartbeat.
You can get about anything you want on Clinton Highway
at one time or another. I'll tell you, my aunt and uncle, my Aunt Dot and Ken used to run the Clark Motel out there on Clinton Highway. So we were out that way quite a bit growing up. And
I think that sign's still there.
Yeah. Well, part of it's still
structures.
There.
Yeah.
I think they might have converted it, or they might have recently tore it down.
It's in that flat area right there between Ciderville and
no, way before Ciderville.
Yeah, but you go over the hill Walmart and it goes into that flat area and it's right there.
Yeah,
that's Scotty's a very nostalgic
on the
place.
Left, and Clark was kind of down on the right.
Right.
Yeah, like right before you get to, not right before, but just back this side of like Travis Meats and all that.
Yes.
Where that Emory.
Right before you get to Emory.
Yeah. But I remember going down there a lot, and they had a vending machine, and you could get an upper 10. Upper 10, those were good. I don't even know if they still make upper
I don't
10s.
know. I can see them though. My head, you can see what they.
And then they had these little cans of orange juice that were Bluebird orange juice. I don't know why I remember that.
Be $4 now.
But it looked like a little
50 cents in.
If you remember oil coming in oil cans, it looked like a miniature little oil can. It was probably only 6-8 ounces maybe at the most. But it had a peel back top on it that was sticky, and you just pulled it all the way off and threw it away. But that was the best orange juice. That and an upper 10. I can remember upper 10.
An upper 10, man.
I hadn't thought about that in years.
A lot of stuff. And I tell you another store I miss. I don't know.
I miss Lynn's Guitars.
Yeah, well, Broadway sound. Yeah. I knew it as Broadway.
I took lessons there when it was still Lynn's.
Lynn's, yeah. He could play too, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Chet Atkins style stuff.
Yeah.
Howard's. Do you remember Howard's?
Deli.
No. This was like a department store. I'll tell you where it was.
I don't. I do. I remember the name, but I can't say that I remember it.
It's where that tool place is right there at the corner of Clinton Highway, and there used to be a Hardee's there.
Oh, yeah.
It's Northern Tool.
Northern Tool, yeah.
It was Howard's.
I don't remember that.
And the only thing I remember about Howard's is that they had the best fishing tackle selection. Like it was massive. Like so big that when we went out of business, Dad went over there and bought some stuff, And I remember that place. It was not a long-lived place, but it was a pretty cool, store.
Reckon it was a chain that was trying to come into the South, or was it
I'll research it. I don't remember
it. I don't remember it. I was trying to remember some other stuff out on Clinton Highway. Funtown.
I love. See, my aunt lived right there.
Macho grew up.
My aunt lived right behind Funtown.
Oh, right.
Actually, right behind the Crystal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Funtown, man. Funtown, when Funtown was in its prime, I was like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
You went in
Clinton Highway ass whooping in there.
Holy shit, buddy. You stayed your ass away from the pinball machines or you got your ass beat. That's some of them Central High School boys come out of them Northwest over here. And I was just a little, pussy. So anyway, Fun Town. Boy, I'm glad you pulled that one out. There used to be a really good comic book store there on the left too. I forget the name of it.
I was just trying to think because we were out that way all the time.
But you said something there that we should bring up. I miss music stores. Kyle's, we got Kyle's, but as far as a we're getting it.
Got a woodpecker.
But I miss music stores. Pick and Grin.
Should we shoot the woodpecker?
It's
Put it
coming.
in the comments.
Put it in the comments. We'll tell you what we decided.
Migratory bird of flight.
But Broadway, Lynn's Guitars, even Rick's Music. But before that, Morel Music. Ciderville still there. Willis. At East Town, Pick and Grin, of course. All those places we grew up going to. Well, another one. How about this one? I had it on the tip of my tongue. Hughley's, yeah. Damn. It's
and Lunsford's. Out on Alcoa Highway.
That's right.
And then there was another one. Well, I can't remember what it was called, but there was another one over on Chapman.
Guitar.
Was it guitar?
The guitar store.
Guitar store
in the Kroger shopping center for years.
Yeah, and then they were in a little. On
the end. It's at Kroger's over there. They're like in the end.
But I think that's the same guys. Somebody told me this, and I don't know if you know. Let us know. But they were the same guys that started the music outlet up in Sevierville.
Oh, okay.
Pigeon Forge.
So they may have just retired and moved up yonder a little.
Yeah.
Probably lived up there at Seymour anyway. Yeah. But I miss music stores. I miss going in and seeing, being a keyboard player first and foremost. I got to get in at my age when they really started getting really good, and Broadway had a great selection and Pick and Grin had a great selection and Hughley's had a fantastic. See, Hughley's had Roland. Nobody else had Roland. And that's one of the reasons I didn't really buy a lot of Roland stuff because after Hughley's went out, the Roland was, Morel carried it and then Rick started carrying it. But I miss that. I miss the mom. And of course, we got Kyle, and Kyle's store reminds me of that kind of stuff, the older where you could go in and get customer service. Yeah. So go see Campbell's Music Room Guitars.
Yes, for sure. Visit old Kyle. He's down there doing it. And if you need lessons or know anybody that needs lessons, he's one of the most
talented musicians we know
by far.
Like a bunch of different things
in Knoxville or any other city.
Yeah, any city. Golly, I was going down Kingston Pike in my mind and thinking about as a kid the way I viewed it or whatever. And
well, first of all, you was glad you didn't die of dysentery by the time you got there, because it was like going to Oregon.
I think,
West Knoxville from where we grew up.
Oh yeah, especially my mama wasn't going the interstate.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I knew Sequoia Hills like the back of my hand.
Yeah,
I miss the cafeteria style restaurants like Wright's Cafeteria.
Wright's, was that the one on?
S&S.
Which was the one off Middlebrook? That was Wright's.
Yep.
And S&S was over there next to like Mayo and all that. Yeah. Long's Drug Store. There's another one that's gone.
It's not been gone too long.
Yeah. Well, it don't have to be gone too long.
No, but
I know there was a time limit on this, Jamie. The fuck. Dang, man.
I missed the horse and buggy. There was a couple of more. The Morrison's had a cafeteria.
Wheels were around one time I'm talking about. I didn't know we had to go back to work.
Weaver's cafeteria.
Hey, look up there. Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you're lucky.
Well, it's part of the honky-tonk allure.
Yeah, Morrison's was a good one. Weaver's. And then I'll tell you something.
Ramsey's.
Ramsey's. I'll tell you something that I miss. And if you guys know of any good ones, but like your meat and three places.
Yeah.
Is there a meat and three anywhere anymore? That's just what they like. Like Wednesdays at Salisbury Steak.
Yeah, there was you know
what I mean?
And
and I don't need.
The place across from Levi's on Cherry Street was a meat and three.
And I don't need it in a giant plate.
No.
To where it looks like I don't get anything. I need it in a smaller plate where it looks like it can't barely hang on to the side.
That's right. But, a meat and three usually got good portions. That restaurant across from Levi's corporate office on Cherry Street was a meat and three for years. There's a meat and three right over there in Burlington area. It's a little white house that sits right there.
Oh, Lunch House. Yeah, that's right.
So there's a meat and three.
Yeah, I've been there. I just was thinking about anything. Lunch House is still doing, and I know that family that runs it. They've been there a
Chandler's
long
was a meat and three, and it was good.
Yeah. It got nasty, though.
Yeah, I don't know what.
It got nasty. Everybody'd say, "You been Chandler's?" I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm not scheduled for a tetanus shot anytime soon.
It was in the old Taco Bell.
I'm waiting on my Tomaine tag to come through the mail. It was real good there for a long time, but right before, I don't know how long it was, but it was a little time before. Now, Jackie's Dream's still good if you're down there on Woodland.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Woodland? I guess is that Woodland? Yeah.
There was a place on Broadway till not too long ago, right where 640 crosses. It was called Linda's for a long time, and it was a meat and three, and it was good.
I'm hurting Linda.
You know better. You know not to mess with me when I'm hurt. And now it's a Mexican restaurant, so I don't know what happened there, but
yeah.
I miss music record stores in Knoxville too.
Disc Exchange.
Yeah, even further back, Cats, Record Bar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything, the mall, Turtles.
God, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Remember Turtles?
Lord, yeah.
I got a huge banner over at the Neighbor's old place from Turtles
That's
Records.
Great.
I mean, like one of those rollout ones.
Yeah.
It's as long as this damn building.
Keep that, man. That's probably shit.
Turtles.
Record bar, Turtles. There was two in the mall over here, and I can't remember the other one. Record bar and something else. I miss little bookstores too. There was a bookstore downtown on Gay Street called Gateway for a while, and but Knoxville based things. I miss Knoxville Saturday night on the town. I think that's what they called it back when I was a kid because it was fun. The whole
had some
town.
Good times there.
I
miss like the Dogwood Arts Festival. I mean, I know there's still a version of it, but it's not like it used to be.
It's not like it used to be.
I remember you'd load up and go to that, and you'd take your instruments with you.
Yeah.
And you'd wind up in a jam session like you were at a music festival.
Yeah.
But you'd be in an alley or in a storefront or, stuff like that. Now I say I guess they still have it, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how big of a deal it is nowadays.
Or have they rolled that in with like the rhythm? I don't even think they still do that one anymore, do they? They don't do rhythm and blues anymore, do they?
I don't think so. Where I'm really out of it when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I just don't recall any.
You know, Rhythm and Roots started in Bristol, and they did it, and it was such a big hit. And Knoxville was like, "Oh, we got to do that." But then they wanted to do it on the same weekend, or seem like it was. I'm not sure.
Is it in Johnson City?
Don't quote me on it. What?
Rhythm and Roots.
No, that's in Bristol. That's
okay.
where that was the first one that had that rhythm and
I got you. And yeah, I got you.
But I think that when we said we should do it at Knoxville, it got tied in with Dogwood Arts.
Okay.
Hey, good guys and good gals alike. If you're looking for somewhere to go to get your hair did, then look no further than the Chop Shop Hair Studio. Our longtime friend and supporter, Cindy Lou, opened this spot located in Knoxville's very own Happy Holler back in 2010. Chop Shop Hair Studio offers a variety of services, including facial waxing, accessories, tools, and a complete line of men's and women's products, along with essential oils. A lover and supporter of the musical arts here locally and abroad, Cindy has a small stage with stringed instruments and offers discounts to guests if they are willing to play and or sing a song. The Chop Shop Hair Studio is a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, and 100% pure style, just like our dear friend and owner, Cindy Lou. The hours are Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also visit thechopshophairstudio.com and or call 865-525-4240 to book your next visit to go and get your hair did. Located at 1206 North Central Street, Knoxville, Tennessee, Chop Shop Hair Studios. Stop by and tell them McGill and Jamie sent you to have one more for the good guys. All right.
So anyway, we can go on forever about places we miss. I can name a bunch of, OCI.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that place. Moving away from campus was a mistake, I think. But hey, what do I know? I don't know anything.
Is Vic and Bill still in business?
I don't know. I try not to leave the house.
No, I didn't. I hear you. I was just trying to think of other stuff on the strip. Everything's changed down there.
Oh, it's so different now. I don't even recognize
there ain't
it.
No strip.
No.
Anymore.
No. I don't know how that's going.
Which probably a better thing, honestly. I don't know.
Safer, maybe.
It's safer.
But who's going to take? But what took the place downtown? I guess
downtown.
I don't know. Put it in the comments if you know. Boomsday. Do we miss Boomsday yet? Not yet. I probably will, though.
It was fine. If you had a place where you could, if you had a place like a little secret place, like we could watch it from over at the water plant off the roof of the water plant.
Oh, yeah.
And then I used to know somebody that lived over on something like 11th or somewhere over in the Fort kind of area that you could park over there and get up on the roof or a deck or something and
see pretty
just
good.
Not get in that sea, lost in that sea of
people. It's real nice to watch it from a boat.
Yeah.
Boats.
Yeah, that would be good. Real nice. I'd say Knoxville misses it. I mean, I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know if it was a money pit or not. I don't know if they made anything off of it. I'm sure that fireworks of that nature are expensive as hell. So a lot of things that I miss in Knoxville. There's a lot of good things that have changed and, for the good, but I still miss I miss mostly the mom and pop businesses and being able to go from a store to a store and get this here, go to a bookstore, go to a store and not just get everything from here place. So
I missed we used to go down to Barnes barber shop back in the day. I think it's still there, but.
Where's that at?
On McCalla.
Okay.
There in Burlington.
Next
to the furniture shop.
The furniture shop. Yeah, they're still there. Dad goes there now. So I think it's like $8.
Yeah.
Something. It's still.
And it still smells like, Clubman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you open the door, you're like, oh, yeah. That's what every old man I used to know.
That's right. Like. That's exactly right. His daughter works there, too. The guy.
Yeah, Debbie. I think her name was Debbie. She used to cut my hair back when I was.
I miss Tyson Park the way it was when we were kids. I don't know if you ever went when you was a kid, but dang, man, it was the best place for kids in the world. Had all this. I mean, it was great. I didn't go when I was a kid. I went there. I was a younger adult, and it had probably changed by then, I'd say. Me and an ex-girlfriend had a lot of fun times at Tyson Park. Did you? Yeah. We both had fun, just in different eras. Hey, Tyson Park is a place for everybody. Yeah. I do. I miss that. And it's just not the same. It doesn't even look the same. I miss concrete water slides and Pigeon Forge. It's not necessarily Knoxville, but water bogging. The water bogging. Oh, God. Yeah. Could you imagine how many lawsuits? Oh, my God. I guarantee you. You just hurdling yourself down a concrete trough. What could happen? What could possibly go wrong? Here's a Mac, kid. Yeah. Come down there and your toenails been ripped off. Yeah. God. Bleeding. Tommy Bartlett's Water Park. Was that place? That was a place. Tommy Bartlett's Water Park. That's where they had that was what took the place of Porpoise Island. Really? Yeah. When they kept doing the shows and those kind of shows over there. Yeah. I remember that. But yeah, lots of good things, lots of stuff. I mean, and there's a lot of things that's for the better, but there is a lot of stuff when you go down memory lane that you miss. I miss being able to just, I'm not near brave enough or stupid enough to do it now. But, I don't know how many of these country back roads, I drove around drinking beer and listening to country music. Oh, yeah. I mean, just go get you a 6-pack of Tall Boys. I'm not talking like, a suitcase full of getting drunk. Yeah. Just being able to cruise, how many times around the Indian Cave and House Mountain. We are not condoning drinking and driving. No. But we actually have a public service announcement about that at every live show we play. So, I think that's it. That's that. Yeah. Did we miss anything? I'm sure we did. Put them in the comments. This might be a little series we do. I like talking about the old days. The old days. Yeah, back in my day. Yeah, if there's something you missed or something you remembered or maybe something, and it doesn't have to be just Knoxville. It could be a regional thing. It could be a regional thing or a chain of something, a restaurant or a store or something that's no longer in business. Or no longer here. Like no TCBY, here. Which is a damn crime. Anyway. Yeah. Hey. Tell you what, you do not mess with this man's ice cream. I'll tell you right now. Get your throat cut. Yeah. It's yogurt, but still. Yes. Same thing. I was taking up for you. Any rate, what'd you think about your smoke? You gonna buy another one? Oh, yeah. Or are they box worthy? Yeah, truckload worthy. Duh. I had 4 this week. I think. This one was pretty good. Let me say this. It is good. This is a quality cigar and it might be right up your alley. And for price minded and
perfect, good construction. You're not going to have any issues. Good draw. You should check them out. It's not my favorite Connecticut. I have I have 3 other Connecticut's that I like better than this one. So, but could be one of your favorites. And certainly that brand, the La Aroma de Cuba brand, is you're not going to go wrong with just about any blend you want to try.
And that would be a good cigar to try possibly if you are already smoking Connecticut's and are not trying to get into Connecticut's. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think that one's going to hook you.
No.
Like this one I just smoked.
Yeah.
Or like the Villiger or
a Hoya Antonio Connecticut.
Oh yeah. Well,
or a Villiger or we got some new cigars coming.
Yeah.
That you're really, really, really going to like. And we'll talk to you and we'll be smoking those on here and talking to you about them. But, yeah, you should try one. It's definitely, you're not going to be disappointed that you picked this one out of the humidor to smoke.
No.
Right?
No.
Received a very good rating, but not my favorite Connecticut. I have 3 more Connecticut's ahead of this one. But that being said, it's our time to go. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Share us with a friend. If you would, click the notifications button. That means, they'll let you know when we're up to something. And be kind. It doesn't cost a dime to be kind to someone, but it certainly prices. Be kind to one another. It doesn't cost a dime to be kind, but a certain golly, I've just screwed it up.
But there's always a certain price to be paid for cruelty.
Yes, that's correct. You want to do another one?
Sure.
We'll get the brains working before too long.
Life
love you
is what?
Crap. See ya.
I'll be gone in the morning before the sun comes up. With me and my weenie dog and my pickup truck. And either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find. I said, now either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find.